Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. With me I have Miss Diipa Khosla.
Mrs. Diipa Khosla.
You know, it's like Miss Deepa, Miss D, you know?
Yeah. Lady D. Indian Lady D.
You guys all know her, I don't need to introduce her. Deepa is, where can I start? An entrepreneur at heart, and she's like one of the most hardworking women I've come across. Like I've seen her at leisure and I've seen her at work, and I think both incredibly high energy when she is chilling and having fun, and incredibly high energy even at work. Just the other day we were filming and it was like 10 million things in like 1 hour, which I think is so amazingly inspiring. It really gets you like going.
Hi, Mal's amazing community. This has been in the works, I think, for many years, but I couldn't think of a perfect moment to do this together. I have known Mal's for so many years. To see what a strong, independent, and wild woman, I plugged in India Wild there. She is just makes my heart swell with pride, and I couldn't be more honored to do whatever we're gonna do in this video with her, and also we're gonna do a big campaign together, which we'll talk about later.
Yes.
I couldn't think of anyone better than her to do it with. So thank you for having me.
Of course.
I am really crap at makeup, so I'm really nervous being on the makeup guru of India's channel. I'm just literally gonna sit there watching you. I think.
No, we're all gonna look. We're all here not to judge, but also to judge your makeup skills. I'm kidding. We're gonna skin prep.
Yes, skin I know. That I know how to do. Alright. Oh, directly to cream. It's the
Laneige?
Yes, Laneige toner.
Okay, tell me, is this your like, do you not do YouTube videos often?
Right, I have done it, but it almost feels like a different lifetime ago. I did, yes, I did, but talking. Like not, but it was like talking about my skincare journey. But not like a sitting and like applying makeup type of thing.
If anyone saw you, what did they need to know to understand who Deepa is? We see Deepa glitz and glam all around and her family, pieces of it on Instagram, but we really want to know the heart of Deepa and where she comes from, where she was born, how she was brought up.
Deepa, the baby,
Yes.
was born in Delhi.
Okay.
And soon after, my parents took us to South India because we had money issues in the house.
Yeah.
And mom and dad both had to work.
Yes.
And so they put us in a boarding school. Because then they could work the months that we were in school. And the boarding school was in Ooty. So whenever people ask me where is home, I always think of Ooty as home.
Okay.
Surprisingly. So I consider myself a bit of a hill station boarding kid. This is something that I think a lot of people always wonder, why the hell do you have an accent? They're
Okay.
like, weren't you born in India? Like, what's up with you? So this is a true story. But when I was 12, I went to this school in Ooty called Hebron. And that school is an international British boarding school.
Gotcha.
And not like the typical like international boarding school, but this was genuinely like an international boarding school where my best friends were American, Korean, Vietnamese, like British, like they were missionary kids.
Like a melting pot of cultures.
Yeah. So like their parents were Christian missionaries
Okay.
who would come to India,
Yeah.
and then their kids would study at my school. And so from a very young age, I learned English in this accent. Like when I was 12, I spoke only Hindi.
Okay.
And so for the very first time when I even learned English, it was like this. So you can wake me up at 3 a.m. in the morning and I'll still sound like this. Like I'm not putting it on.
Yeah, she's not putting it
No.
on, guys.
I'm not putting it on.
It's very hard to pretend for so long.
Yes, exactly. At the age of 17, I moved from Ooty to the Netherlands because back then my grandmother had an Indian restaurant in Amsterdam. And my parents were like, okay, if you want to study abroad, firstly, you got to get a scholarship because we ain't going to pay for that.
Yeah.
And secondly, it can only be in the Netherlands. And I was like, Netherlands? I'm like, is that where Denmark is? Like, what the hell is Netherlands? I was really anti-Netherlands at the beginning.
Okay.
But it turned out being the most incredible place, and I met Oleg there, of
Yes,
course,
of
at university. And so that in a nutshell is where I grew up, who my parents were. Mom and dad were extremely hardworking. Mom, as you guys know, I talk about mom a lot.
Yeah.
She is everything to me. Dad was more like a Punjabi army dad, very strict, but I think I have a lot of things to thank him for as well. But mom was just everything to me.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, so you were super close. Oh, you have your sister as well, Nan.
Yes, my siblings Siblings, yes. So I'm the middle kid. I have Nan as the little sister and my brother Geet, who is the elder brother.
Are you close to all, like both of them?
Yes, very. So
Very.
my brother, the only thing is because he lives in Denmark now,
Okay.
I don't see him as much.
Okay.
But Nan, yeah, she's like my
Absolutely,
bestie.
I know. Nan is everywhere.
Exactly. That is
humble
the
beginning.
childhood.
Yeah.
Well, I would definitely say, like, I wouldn't go as far as being like we were poor.
Yeah.
But definitely, I'd say very hardworking family,
Yeah.
middle class Indian family, and education was like the
Paramount.
number one priority. Like,
Yeah.
mom at one point literally put all her jewels in the bank so that we could have an education. Like, to her, that was everything to mom and
Wow.
dad. So that's why I think entrepreneurship, this grit, this fire comes very deeply in
Yeah.
me. Just seeing my parents do that my entire life, you know?
We just grow up with a blink of an eye, but we don't realize how much work our parents put in right before.
True.
So much work they put in just so we could get what we could get today.
Absolutely.
And we overlooked that bit, but that's so amazing. So you grew up in Amsterdam, would you say? Uti and then eventually Amsterdam.
So yeah, 0 to 17 India, so between Delhi and Uti.
Oh, that's a massive chunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 17 to 32, I've been between Amsterdam and London. By now, it's a bit of a half-half.
Tell me about your college life. Like, what did you study and like what university did you go to and how did you meet Oleg? Oleg is her husband. Tell me a bit about that. Like, how do you guys meet?
This is literally like straight out of a Bollywood movie.
Yeah.
He was the very first guy I met on the very first day of university.
No.
Not even
Wait, I forgot
kidding.
this bit.
Yeah. Very first day. Like, my parents dropped me in like the main university campus hall, and then they were like, good luck with the next 3 years of your life.
No.
Left, and there's this skinny 17-year-old girl straight from Uti with her hoodie on and like these suitcases in the middle of this university in the Netherlands. And I'm like, okay, now what? Where do I go?
It's like the movies.
Literally.
Parents drop them and they're like,
Yeah,
okay, bye.
and I'm like, okay, now I'm like confused and like looking around, and then this guy, this skinny guy and tall, obviously because Dutch are very tall, walks up to me in this tight red t-shirt that says Granddad, and I'm like, who the hell is he? And in my head, I'm like, shit, he's so hot. He looks like James Dean. Like,
No.
shit, you have no makeup on. Like, shit, like, you look like you've just come off a flight. Like, and so I got super nervous.
Yeah,
And back then, when I would get nervous, I would become instantly bitchy. So there's Oleg being super charming. And he was a student body president. Of course he was. And being super charming. And then he comes up to me and was like, can I help you? Are you a new student? I was like, yeah. And then he's like, you can come sit inside my office. I'm like, no, I was being a bitch to him. But I must say, in that office, when we sat there was definitely a spark.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
There was
Are you kidding
definitely
me? In the first go?
Yeah, 100%. It was like a two souls meeting.
No way.
Yeah,
That is
for
so
sure.
beautiful.
But he's 4 years older to me. So imagine when I was 17, he was 21.
Yeah.
A 21-year-old Amsterdam boy meets a 17-year-old boarding school Uti girl.
Yeah.
We were worlds apart.
Worlds apart.
Like, we
Cultures,
both
traditions,
100%.
everything.
So I'm so glad we didn't date back then. That first date did it for me. I was like, okay.
But what about the first date? Like, what would you say captured your attention the most?
I think things that you cannot explain. Like I said, there was definitely a recognition,
Chemistry, yeah.
like as if I'd known him in a past life.
Okay.
There was just something
Okay.
there, like almost a homeliness,
Oh,
but then
man.
still a like mystery to
Okay,
it. There was like
okay.
that combination of both.
Okay.
Combined with, I think we really connected intellectually,
Oh, okay.
spiritually almost, the way we look at the world, humanity. Like, we connected on so many levels in one date.
Wow.
That was insane. We were like finishing each other's sentences already.
Oh, flip.
Combined with just being extremely physically attracted to the
Yeah.
person. Totally. Like, I'm completely his type and he was completely my
That's
type.
so
And so
important.
it's like, holy shit, the brain is connecting, the souls are connecting.
The
body-
connecting. So
Now, how do
cool.
I tell my Punjabi family? Ding, ding, ding. Obviously, if things become serious, one day your family's got to know.
Oh my God, we're all waiting for this story. Okay, tell us, ding, ding, ding. Now, you
What?
had to introduce him to your Punjabi family.
Yes.
Tell us about a little bit about that.
So, I was studying in London, as I mentioned, and first things first, I was like, let's ease him in. Like,
Yeah.
let's not have Papa G first. Let's start with Mommy.
Yeah.
Let's, like, ease it in. I literally told him, he asked me on a holiday to Aruba. I was like, okay, if you gotta take me to Aruba, you
I
gotta
need to
ask
tell
my
my-
mom. And he's like, imagine this Dutch guy be like, wait, I have to tell your mom? What? I'm like, yeah, you gotta ask her for permission. He's like, I have to ask her for permission. So he basically went to my mom's clinic in Rotterdam and like took her dinner and flowers and everything and met her.
Oh,
and
perfect.
The funniest part of the story is at the end of it, mom and him, of course, fireworks, loved each other from the beginning. But at the end of it, I called mom. I'm like, Mom, did he ask you to go on Aruba? And she's like, no. Like, we spoke about everything else. And then I was like, oh, like, did you ask her? He's like, no, but your mom is so amazing. I'm like, dude, the whole point was...
You skipped over that part.
But my mom was like, I love him. He can take you wherever. It's all good. So mom... score, like done.
Got it.
Then was Papaji, the army Punjabi dad, the trickier one. So with him, I again was not in the country, but luckily my brother was there, and so I was like to my brother, I call him Bhaiya Ji, but for short from Bha. I was like, Bha, help me out, please. Can you introduce?
So sweet.
Can you introduce Oleg to my dad? Like, I'm not there, blah blah. And then Oleg says a story way funnier. But apparently, when he arrived, my brother literally read out his CV to my dad.
Oh my god!
Oleg is like, is this happening for real? And he's like, to my dad, Papaji, this is Oleg, Deepa's friend, so not even boyfriend, friend. He is a diplomat. He studied here and here, this university, that university. This is the grade.
Biodata.
Yeah, exactly. And then my dad was sitting there like, okay, not bad. Sure.
Check.
And so then dad was done, and then I mean, obviously, I'm telling you guys the shorter version, the positive, best case scenario version. Of course, like every family, there's drama involved, but this is the PG-13 version.
Just tell us a little bit about your makeup routine. I want to jump into her routine because I'm seeing like a lot of skin and no powdering happening. So I instantly got like, tell me more. Have you always been into skincare? Have you always gravitated towards makeup? Tell me about that.
No. Yeah. So I think I learned makeup on YouTube, like I guess all of us. But I always knew I was a very lazy girl.
Okay.
Like, I don't have time. Like, I'm a perfectionist on some things that I'm obsessed with, and everything else I'm like, I need to do it in 2 minutes.
Okay.
So then when I had acne for ages, and then finally, because of having an obsession with skincare, I solved my acne and made sure it never came back. So that already made my skin so much better that I needed less foundation, needed less concealer, because even without the makeup, as you guys saw in the beginning, my under eyes are so much better. Like, so I use amazing skincare. So that's my first. Then obviously building a skincare brand helps, because you really go into the R&D with the formulators. What are the brightening ingredients? What are the hydrating ingredients? What are the skin renewing ingredients? Things like that. So skincare, then makeup. I think the era of Glossier, when that came out, I'm like, that's me.
My brand.
That's me. The era of like clean girl makeup, glowy girl makeup, the effortless, don't want to spend too much time on things. So indeed, most of my makeup is like, this is a drunk elephant, gold drops. Love this. Instantly you have like a flush of gold. Then, like I said, just a concealer. Westman Atelier is my latest obsession.
I love,
like this blush color of theirs
so
is
good.
So nice.
So
and it just lips, cheek,
eyes done. Gotcha.
Eyebrows, like I said,
You're
use
a low maintenance makeup girl.
Yeah, that's it. Eyebrow finished. Mascara quickly. Lastly, maybe I'll use a bit of powder, and then of course lip liner and lip balm. Like this is my lips.
Yeah.
What I would even go to events with.
Yeah, I've seen you.
Like I don't need too much happening there. I can do a little bit of a cut crease.
Ooh.
If you have like
there's no little bit of cut crease. Cut crease is a thing.
No, but like if you just with this brown color, if I just put it cut a little bit under, that's it.
So tell me about your relationship with Ayurveda and your mama. It comes from mama, no? Yeah, tell me about mama, what she used to do and how come this just swept into your life as well.
So mom was a dermatologist first, so she studied medicine, and then at one point in her life she realized, like Ayurveda is something her grandfather used to practice, but then she really wanted to study it deeper, because she's like, Ayurveda is that thing that helps you in your life. The same way you look at multivitamins or nutrients or fitness, Ayurveda has figured that out in an Indian context for 5,000 years, whether it's the yoga or the meditation that are all clinically proven now, Same way with the herbs in Ayurveda. It's more, it helps with longevity. And like it's like
holistic.
Indian version of multivitamins or Indian version of fitness or Indian version of healthcare. And the beauty of it is, for me at least, when mom used to say that, as a childhood. We just did it because it was
Mama
in
thing.
the household.
Yes.
But as I myself became a STEM girl, a science girl, for me it was like, okay, mama says it, but is it legit? You know, and that's where my personal journey started with Ayurveda, where it's like, I'm not just going to use it because aunties and mummy and da said it. I'm going to do it if there's clinical backing to it.
Okay.
So the second I started getting more and more into meditation was when I saw so many people clinically backing how the brain actually helps with depression, helps with mental, Same with yoga. When I started noticing after giving birth to Dua, my body was not as flexible as it used to be. Yoga saved me. Like, it literally took me back to how I was. So then your faith in the entire science of Ayurveda becomes more, because it's personal experience. Then when it comes to the herbs itself, just let's take turmeric for a second.
Okay.
During the pandemic, the searches for turmeric, Google searches increased like, I think, 1,300%, because universities started doing studies on turmeric, and there's a university even in the Netherlands that did a study that it shrinks cancer cells.
Haldi is...
Exactly. So then I think when the inspiration of India Wild came, I'm like, Ayurvedistry, which is Ayurveda meets chemistry, or Indian science meets Western science, that is who I am.
Gotcha.
You know?
That's
so
you
I'm
meet
not,
right in the middle.
Exactly. I'm not mum's Ayurveda or grandmom's Ayurveda, but I'm also not fully only Western science.
You're modern Ayurveda, yeah.
I am the combination of both.
Okay.
And I am the Ayurveda that is science backed.
Gotcha.
You know, and I am the Ayurveda that is tried and tested. That's how, I guess, the whole Ayurvedistry world was born. Do I want my brand to do different than every other beauty brand I've ever seen? Because as a creator, you get so many brands just given to you.
It's saturated.
Exactly. So it was like, what can you do on every level of the brand that would be a brand is in the market that's not just for the sake of being there, but actually give something to the world. So things like 0% Photoshop, or whether it is that all our active ingredients are written out in our packaging, or the fact that we're sustainable in our supply chain, or, you know, problem-focused ingredients, like, and everything. We're just like, let's break this down and make it bottom up. How far are you with your makeup, bro?
I see that you're done, and I'm just
I am
like,
waiting.
Okay. I'm done. I'm just
crickets.
Blush.
See, this is what I mean, cut crease. I take this brown color and the Dior whatever palette they call 003, and then just do here a bit, and then blend, and then a little bit underneath.
Please, guys, can we all tell her that's not a cut crease?
Oh, I thought you're cutting the crease.
क्या समझाएंगे इसको अभी?
क्या है then? What is this called?
Cut crease is literally cutting your crease with the cream eyeshadow.
Oh.
With the cream colored eyeshadow.
Whatever I'm doing.
She's just doing a transition shade in her crease, guys.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
The fact that she's like, I knew cut crease, I was like blown away.
So I do not know.
No, you do not know cut.
But I do know a tripeptide complexes.
That she does. Okay, now for our lips. Both of us have one love at the moment, and it's dedicated to this product right here. Please introduce this product. Let me just tell you guys, this is the India Wild Dewy Lip Treatment. It's the DLT.
Malvika made up the DLT. We just call it Dewy Lip Treatment, but I'm gonna start calling it DLT.
It sounds so cool.
So catchy. So DLT was created because lazy girl right here and our community really were like, I don't want to use 4 different products on my lip that do so many different things. Like, I have a lip gloss, I have a lip oil, I have a lip mask, I have a lip plumper. Like, I'm the whole day putting things on. Can you please create something that has it all in it? So we took that to our expert board, and then they started thinking about it. And then, of course, there was this new innovation in hyaluronic acid specifically that is a very small molecular weight. So the hyaluronic acid maybe you get in your serums and other things are of a bigger one that kind of sit in your skin. So the smaller the molecular weight, the deeper they penetrate.
Gotcha.
So the one this lip balm has a state-of-the-art super small molecular weight of hyaluronic acid. So it basically goes in deeper and creates a plump. And the longer you use it, your lips literally stay plumped. That's the main innovation here.
Gotcha.
The second one is Desi ghee. And I know you're gonna laugh, but for centuries, and this came from a Ayurvedic kind of doctor in the expert group. For centuries, we have used ghee, and it is known for its healing properties specifically. Whether you eat it or put it on your skin, it is like a wound healer, right? And so in other heritage brands like African heritage and Latin heritage, they go find shea butter. They go find their butters that are extremely nourishing and healing. And they were like, hold on a second. we've had this
Yeah.
our whole time. But the tricky part was ghee is not vegan.
Yeah.
And we are a vegan brand. So we were like, shall we, for the first time ever, no brand's done this, try to biomimic ghee into a vegan version. So we have all the healing and moisturizing properties, but it's not like actually ghee from a cow.
Yeah.
We managed to do that. So that is the other insane innovation here, is the vegan ghee that has been biomimicked combined with the hyaluronic acid. There's
Yeah.
your favorite, squalane. There is rose, which is extremely nourishing and healing and naturally gives like a pinkiness to your lips. There's lotus, also amazing in Ayurveda for nourishing. If I could put peptides in every single India Well product, I would, but this is boosting with peptides as
Tell
well.
us why. Tell us why.
Why peptides?
Yeah.
Okay, if there's 3 ingredients that you should take to a desert island, squalane, peptides, ceramides.
Amazing.
And of course SPF.
Yeah.
SPF for sure. But these 3 are holy grail because they just help with the microbiome of your skin. Like peptides, amino acids, what your entire body is made of, you know? So peptides in this one specifically also help with the plumping. So the peptides and the hyaluronic acid together create the plump. The butters create the nourishment and the treatment. The glow is quite literally by that biomimic desi ghee in it, as well as the squalane, which is the oil. So it's the oil is the shine from squalane.
Like you guys know, I'm a fan of lip balms in general. Like I have lip balms everywhere, and you know that I'm known for my lip product recommendations. You guys sent this to me way back at dinner, and
You were the very first Indian to receive the lip balm before anyone else.
so honored because genuinely when I took this, I'm like, yeah, it's another lip balm. Great. Like, you know, I'm gonna use it, it's gonna be good and balmy, so what? Okay, firstly the size, I must tell you, like for a lip balm addict like me, like this size is apt. It's perfect. Guys, I'll tell you why I love it, okay? Because it's balmy. You know, I love the feeling of balminess on my lip. And also it's glossy. It's got that glazed sort of look on the lip, which again, I love. So what I do is, obviously I wear this through the day without, like on bare lips. But I also love putting like a color like I did right now, which is my sort of a beauty hack. You know, if you want that glossy look, but you also want like that nourishment peptides, and you don't want, most glosses sit over here.
And they give this line, yeah.
Okay, they give
That,
that
like,
line
white
here,
line, yeah.
and it's sticky, icky, and you know that you're wearing a gloss and your lipstick goes all over, but this is nourishing through the night. So if you have like a long day, you have a long night, but you're a balm girl, but you're also like a beauty girl who wants something on the lip, this is fantastic for that, because at the end of the night, once you're done with your lipstick, you want like a balm, and I take this out and I put it on my lip and I'm like, finally. So yeah, you've put it almost on bare lips, but I'm putting it on lip color,
yeah.
just to show you guys. Okay, look at that.
Oh my god.
That's just like,
And the instant like plumpiness you feel
look at that.
is gorgeous.
They shine through and through. So good.
We asked Miles, drum roll please, if she wanted to be our lip ambassador in India.
Are you kidding?
Who else? Like zoom into her lips, and that is
Come on.
the exhibit A.
We should
That's
put this in a museum.
all real. All her
real.
lips, all gorgeous, and she has an obsession with lip products.
I do.
And if she likes our lip balm, like that is just the vote of
course.
confidence that you would ever need. So she agreed, and now Miles is our lip ambassador for this insane product.
Yeah, for DLT.
So if you haven't got it yet, go get it.
Hopefully we're not out of stock. Guys, there's a waiting list like you can never imagine. It's gonna be swooped up. Everything will be linked down in the bottom bar, and you can get this beautiful lip oil, balm, gloss, everything in one together, and it lasts a very long time. Let me tell you, like when this sort of shininess goes down, the balminess remains for the rest of the day. And
Oh, that's a good one to mention.
Yeah.
We did a clinical study on it, and the results were insane, but your lip moisture immediately increases by 114% and lasts for 8 hours.
thank you so much. We will see you guys hopefully in our next video, otherwise on Instagram.
Bye bye.